So in here is where the radiant is that we got going with the geothermal system. So this bedroom and this bath are one zone. And then they are controlled by the Nest thermostat. So that's what controls the heat. And then this hallway, this other bedroom, and then this Nest thermostat controls this one. So that one's set to 66, okay. So then we had to turn the heat on for 2 weeks to acclimate so they could put the flooring down. And then this has radiant in here in this bathroom. So that's so this living room is next for radiant in this hallway here. So that this living room. So then these zones are just the baseboard right now until the radiant gets put in. Okay, the geothermal is going now. This unit here, which is running, does the radiant flooring, and also we have it right now hooked up to baseboard on half the house, but then later on we're going to put more radiant on that section of the house when they renovate in a couple months. So then this unit here, so from the ground loop, which is this side, uses the heat pump to create hot water on this side here. So this is where it comes out and then goes in to the buffer tank, which is here. So this makes the hot water, and that's the control that makes the hot water in the tank. And here's the flow center from the ground loop. So down here's the ground loop, comes out to the flow center, and then goes up and down into the geo unit there. And then distribution wise, this is where the hot water out goes to the load. So like the radiant and all that, just a variable speed pump there, and then the return, it returns back in on this tank. And then so this is where it comes in on the tank. The expansion tank right here, and then the fill for your end backflow preventer. This is the backflow preventer, and this is your fill. So then it's set to like 15 psi on the water coming into the system, so it won't go above 15. Then this here is the geo unit that's specifically for their domestic hot water. So what this one does, this valve opens and then turns on this unit controls the flow center right there. So what happens is when this unit calls, the valve opens, tells this unit turn on the flow center, and it flows from the ground loop, and this comes through to the ground loop. And then over here, this pump turns on and takes the heat, so it pumps down through and comes out and heats up the domestic hot water. And then this is the controller for the domestic hot water. So I have it keeping it at 122 degrees for their domestic hot water. So then that does strictly just their domestic hot water with geothermal, so it's super efficiency. And then this is the oil tank, which is going to get removed. And then over here I have the distribution. Since the oil tank was in the way, we had to put it over here. So this is where this will distribute, as you can see, to the baseboard. So this goes to the baseboard zones, which is kind of temporary for now. And then these ones are the permanent. So this is the guest bedroom, bathroom, and this is the master bedroom. And then these are the radiant manifolds here that go to, so this is the master bedroom, and this is the guest bedroom, bathroom. And then what the tubes is, they come along the ceiling there. And then, so that's our distribution and how everything works with this water to water hydronic geothermal system. Those are the Symphony. It's on both units. What that does is it connects the geo unit through Wi-Fi, so it can be controlled with the homeowner, which on the water to waters you usually don't have to control, you just set it and forget it. But the other benefit is if there is a lockout or something goes wrong with the unit, I'll get an alert as the installer, and so is the homeowner. But also I can see all the refrigerant data and the entering from the ground loop and exiting on the load. So I can see all that data, which is kind of nice. And that's a good feature that WaterFurnace has on their units. So on most all of the WaterFurnace units now you can get that feature, which is nice.